Hello and welcome to the Aunty Lisa show. What shall we do a story about today? Okay, in the silver bag. Let's see. Oh, it's all of us. Aunty Lisa, Aleksander, Kristoffer. And Nanny and GugGug. And one more. What? A unicorn? We had a unicorn yesterday. Oh my goodness. I mean, to be fair, I threw that unicorn in a little reckless little addition, but still. Red bag. We have a Stegosaurus. And that cat. Yes, the cat from Octonauts. Definitely a cat, I think. Right. And the bag of random things we have. It's going to always throw me off. A book. Okay. Well, that's nice. And in the bag of places. Uh-oh. A talent show. Oh, no. Why did I put that in there? And this, I think, is a bag of vehicles and things for moving around on. Oh, Lord. The stunt plane. El Fuego stunt plane. Right, let's do this. One day, Kristoffer, Aleksander, and Aunty Lisa decided to go to a talent show called Norway's Got Talent, or maybe Europe's Got Talent, and we'll mix it up a bit. Yes. So off they went. They were super excited. The day was going to be a blinking great day to the talent show. And who do you suppose they saw on stage at the talent show? Well, I will tell you. They saw Nanny and GugGug on a stage at the talent show. Wow, it was a big surprise. Nanny was on the talent show and she showed everybody her amazing talent for making cakes. And she made the most fantastic cake that was in the shape of a unicorn, which is not an easy cake to make because of the horn. Very tricky. But everybody in the audience was like, "Whoa! That is the most amazing unicorn-shaped cake we've ever seen. How did you make it so fluffy?" Nanny said, "That's my talent. I'm just quite good at making cakes. And do you know, it tastes of strawberries and cream." And everybody was like, "Oh, this is the most amazing talent. Wow. 10 points, 10 points, 10 points, 10 points." She did very well in the talent show. Next up was GugGug. In the talent show? What? Wow. He was there showing off some of his amazing cycling skills. And he was showing them how fast he could cycle up a hill, which is not easy to do on a stage, but luckily they'd fitted a travelator, which is like an escalator, but on a slope and with no steps, because you can't really cycle very easily on steps. And he was like, cycling up the hill, sweat pouring off of him. And everyone in the audience was like, "Whoa, GugGug, you're so good at cycling, but you're so sweaty. Don't come near me, GugGug. It's disgusting." And he got off that bike when he reached the top of the travelator, which is not easy, and he did a big shake like a dog. And sweat went everywhere. And everyone went, "Get the sweat off my face. GugGug." Then they knocked the points down for being too disgusting. So GugGug, instead of getting 10 out of 10, he only got 7. He was a bit disappointed. So, anyway, Next up in the talent show was Quasi from the Octonauts. And Aleksander and Kristoffer were like, what? We didn't know Quasi was going to be on here. This is too cool. Ooh. Nanny's got some competition with Quasi. Quasi's got some super pirate style skills. And Quasi did a special bit about how to navigate. And he was like, hi there, me hearties. We're going to navigate the ocean seas. And he taught everybody his talent for finding his way around under the sea using a compass and a map, especially a treasure map. And he scored 9 out of 10. And everyone was like, whoa. Do you know what this means? This means that currently Nanny was in the lead. Nanny was excited and a little bit nervous. Well, the next thing that happened was quite stunning. Andy showed up. This was some super stiff competition. Andy showed up and he said, well, everybody, I've got the best talent going. And everyone went, uh-oh, what's this talent you're going to show us, Andy? And you know what he did. I don't even need to tell you how silly Billy Andy was. Okay, I'll tell you. So Andy said, I can travel back in time and bring you a dinosaur. How many of you can do that? And the judges of the talent show were like, ooh. And everybody in the audience went, ooh. Apart from Aleksander, Kristoffer and Aunty Lisa, who went, no, this sounds dangerous, Andy. Don't do it. Don't do it. But there was no stopping him. He had his clock and it went dong, dong, dong. And he leapt through the clock. And then, moments later, dong, 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 he leapt back out with a baby Stegosaurus. And the crowd went wild. Everyone was cheering and whooping and doing loop-de-loops. Except for Nanny, who was a bit upset because she realised maybe she wasn't going to win the talent show after all. Poor Nanny. Then a bit of a crazy thing happened. And the bit of a crazy thing was that just as the last dong was donging, something else came through the clock. Not just a cute, tiny little baby Stegosaurus that causing no trouble whatsoever. A ginormous, enormous, grown-up and very angry Stegosaurus came through the clock and it stared at Andy and it went and Andy went ah! And he ran away, silly Andy, because Stegosaurus was extremely angry that Andy had borrowed its baby just for a stupid talent show. And the Stegosaurus went crazy. And it started smashing up all kinds of things and charging through the talent show audience. And everybody was running away super fast. And Andy went, ah! And he carried on running away. And Aleksander and Kristoffer were shouting at Andy, Andy, give back the baby, you silly. Give back the baby. What will you think, Andy? But Andy was too far away by now. He was just in the blind panic. And he ran 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 until he made it all the way to the beach. Well, the Stegosaurus was on the proper rampage. And Andy was about to get stomped all over. there was nothing else for it. Aleksander and Kristoffer had to call in for some extra help. And they called El Fuego. They went, El Fuego, quick, you've got to save Andy. He's going to get stomped by a Stegosaurus. And El Fuego went, okay, where is he? I'll be right there. And Aleksander and Kristoffer explained that he was at the beach. And so El Fuego got in his stunt plane. And he went, and the stunt plane was doing loop-de-loops. And it scooped down. And El Fuego grabbed Andy off of the beach just in time before the Stegosaurus smashed into him and squished him like a slug. Now, I had an extra problem because the Stegosaurus had seen Andy go up into the sky with the baby Stegosaurus. And you know what you should never do? You should never take a baby Stegosaurus away from its mummy or papa Stegosaurus. They get super cross, as you can see in this story. So, Andy and El Fuego and the baby Stegosaurus were now on the stunt plane. And El Fuego was like, hey, why did you take the Stegosaurus? You're so silly. That's how the stunt plane sounds. It goes, loop-de-loop-de-loop. And the grown-up Stegosaurus was charging up and down and up and down and up and down. And everyone went, oh, no. This is a blinking disaster. How are we going to get the Stegosaurus back through the clock to go back to the correct time with the baby Stegosaurus as well? Andy, you have been extremely reckless this time. Very reckless indeed. And very bad behaviour. But we will talk about this later. Now, they needed to have a really good think. So that's how they were thinking. And then Nanny, who is going to be the star of this show, came up with quite a stunningly good idea. She said, I think the Stegosaurus is super cross because you have taken away its baby. And everyone went, yes, that's right. She said, well, what we'll do, if we can get that baby back to the clock, we can lure the grown-up Stegosaurus to it, and if we can do that all at the right time, they can all go back in time to when Stegosauruses lived. And everyone said, that sounds like a mighty fine idea, Nanny. Okay, so here's what happened. They needed another vehicle because you cannot outrun a Stegosaurus, not for long anyway. So they called up Jack, and Jack was more than happy to help out. He brought along his beach buggy, which can go on all kinds of terrain, like beaches, but also rocky bits and roads, and all the way through a theatre where you might have once had a talent show. So he turned up, and they had to be super careful. So they landed the stunt plane. Super quick. Andy and the baby Stegosaurus jumped out into the beach buggy. Kristoffer and Aleksander joined them for extra support because they thought it would be fun. And Aunty Lisa sat in the front with Jack. And they were like, ready, steady, go. Got to go, go, go. El Fuego took off again. And he kept an eye on where the grown-up Stegosaurus was. And he was like, hey, you guys, the grown-up Stegosaurus is coming your way. It's coming your way. I can't tell if it's a boy or a girl. How do you tell if it's a boy or a girl Stegosaurus? Nobody knew. Okay, it's coming your way. And you need to start driving now. And not El Fuego, Jack drove that beach buggy super fast. And the grown-up Stegosaurus was like, very cross. And Aleksander and Kristoffer were like, drive, drive, drive. And the little baby Stegosaurus was like, drive, drive, drive. Because he was quite enjoying the journey actually now. Bit of a daredevil, the baby Stegosaurus, which was a relief for everybody. And they drove and they drove and they drove. And the grown-up Stegosaurus was like, Rrr! And Andy was holding the baby Stegosaurus. And the baby Stegosaurus was like, ah, mama, papa. He didn't know either. Mama, papa. And they drove all the way over the beach, over the roads, into the theatre. And it was incredibly well timed, because at that moment the clock went dong, dong, dong. Andy launched, not very responsible, launched the baby Stegosaurus into the clock. And at that moment, the mummy Stegosaurus, or the daddy Stegosaurus, nobody knows, also went. And they both went. What a blinking relief that was. The baby Stegosaurus and the mummy, or the papa, we don't know, Stegosaurus, had gone back to the correct time. And Andy said, I am super sorry, everybody. I really trashed this entire theatre and I ruined the talent show. And everyone said, yeah, you really did, Andy. That was silly. But then they found a special book of talent show rules. And it explained that you're not supposed to just bring things in as part of your talent. You have to show the talent on stage. And so the talent show organisers said, for that, Andy, and for trashing the entire talent show, you are disqualified. Andy was a bit disappointed, but he understood. And then they said, and Nanny, that means you are the winner. And Nanny went, oh, I never won anything before in my life. This is the best day ever. As long as you discount the bit where we thought we were going to get killed by a Stegosaurus. This is the best day ever. Thank you. That's so kind. Thank you. Who would like some cake? And lucky as a lucky thing would ever be, the unicorn cake was still in one piece. And everybody said, yes, we would all love some cake. Thank you, Nanny. And so Nanny gave everyone a piece of her special unicorn cake, and everybody had extra treats that day because it had been a very stressful day. And Andy promised never to use his time machine as a way to win a prize ever again. And so Nanny said, okay. And Andy said, I'm really sorry. And she said, well, in that case, you can have some cake too. And that is the end of the story. Love you. Bye-bye.